learning how to give like a billionaire. And what we've learned from Tony in his interview with Lewis Howes is that you need to give. If you want something, you need to give it. If you want more money, you need to give more money. If you want more love, you need to give more love. Whatever it is that you want, you need to give more of it. If you want more time, you need to give more time. So whatever it is that you want more of, you need to give it. Give unconditionally, so don't expect anything in return. When you've got a mindset of abundance, it's amazing just how much you absorb in return. Number 2 is donating. So donate to a charity, give to something. So you can donate your time or you can donate your money. Donating time is great, but it's not always possible. So donating money enables you to be able to help out people by donating when you can't physically be there. So use your income that you receive to help other people by donating to a charity that makes you feel good. Number 3, share. We tell our kids on a daily basis to share their things, share their toys, share this, share that. But it seems to be that when we get to adulthood, we kind of stop sharing ourselves. So share like you've got a vested interest in someone or something. Share whatever it is, your knowledge, your power, your money, your time, your material things. Share the things that you have. And number 4, support. I guarantee you that billionaires, in order to get where they are, have had support along the way. So support other people in achieving their goals and realizing their dreams. So this blog and the accompanying video that you're watching here is based highly on Lewis Howes' interview with Tony Robbins, which was published on April of 2016. So I just want to show you a quick snippet of that interview.
So I really believe that the secret to living is giving, as corny as it sounds. I had an experience where I was driving on the 57 freeway, not far from here in San Gabriel Valley, and it was midnight. I was driving my 1968 Volkswagen Bug, Baja Bug, and I was been in business for, a year and a half, and I was working my guts out, and I was so frustrated because, I always say that most people overestimate what they can do in a year and they underestimate what they can do in a decade or 2 or 3, right? So I'd been working for this year and a half as hard as I could work, and nothing was working at the level I wanted, and I was so frustrated. I was mad with myself. I was mad with the environment. I was feeling overwhelmed and stressed. It's midnight. I'm exhausted. And all of a sudden, this thought hit me, and I literally pulled over on the side of the road, and I've always kept physical journals. I still have the journal to this day. And I wrote on this one whole page, "The secret to living is giving." And I sat there and I cried because I just realized my life for the last year had gotten focused on why isn't it working instead of how do I give more? And I made that shift, and it was one of the most important shifts in my entire life. And for probably a year, things started to get better. And then, you're in business, you make mistakes, I was a young kid. And I found myself all of a sudden in a 400 square foot bachelor apartment. I'd lost the progress that I'd made. And I was so broke that I wrote about this at the end of my book, because I was trying to think, how do I get this thought across to somebody? And the most seminal moment for me was I had, $21, $22, whatever it was, to my name. I'm living in a 400 square foot bachelor apartment. I'm feeling sorry for myself. I'm watching Luke and Laura on General Hospital. I was a mess. I was a total mess. And I realized I've not paid my rent, and I'm out of money. And I don't have any prospects for some new cash in the short term. How am I even going to eat? So I decided to go to this all-you-could-eat salad bar that they had around the corner of this place called El Chorrito. It's still there in Marina Del Rey. And I lived in Venice. So it was about a 3-mile walk. I didn't take the car because I couldn't pay for parking, for the gas. And I walked there and I went in and I had this meal where I basically loaded up for the winter. I ate plates of food, just tacos and salads and everything else. And while I was sitting there, there was this little boy that came in. He opened the door and he was wearing this little vest, this little suit. And he, probably 9 years old, something like that, 8, 9, 10. And he held the door open and in walks behind him this beautiful woman who was clearly his mother. And so, I definitely took it in. And then he sat down, he pulled out the chair for her, and he was just so attentive to his mother. He was just so with her that honestly, I was moved. And so I finished my meal, and then I got up and I paid the bill, and it was like $6 in those days, for all you could eat salad bar, whatever it was. And so I had whatever was left, $17, $18, $19. And I walked over to this little boy before I left. And I said, hi, and I introduced myself. I said, I'm Tony, and he told me his name was Paul or whatever it was. I don't remember his name. This little boy. I said, Paul, I said, you are a class act. I said, I saw I held the door open for your woman. I saw how you pulled up the chair for her. I said, taking her out to lunch like that, that is really cool. And he goes, well, she's my mom.
Right.
And I said, that's even more cool. And I said, taking her to lunch. He goes, well, I didn't take her to lunch. He goes, you know, what? I think he said he was 8 or 9. He said, I'm 9 years old. I don't have a job yet. You know? And I said, yes, you are taking her to lunch. And I reached in my pocket and I took all the money I had left, whatever it was, $17, $18, $19, and I dropped it in front of my head.
The amount of generosity that this guy has is unbelievable. And all the videos that Lewis has got on his page at Lewis Howes are astounding. So go and check it out.